Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Instead, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here.
On the roof.
It's much tougher than it happens.
You went flat on the roof again.
If he was doing the job, I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some...
Years old, and I was protesting Donald Trump at a rally. 9 years ago, this was me. I was 17 years old, and I was protesting Donald Trump at a rally. I'm making this video so hopefully you can realize that it's okay to admit that you were wrong. 9 years ago, this was me. I was 17 years old, and I was protesting Donald Trump at a rally. I'm making this video so hopefully you can realize that it's okay to admit that you were wrong. A lot of us fell victim to the media's lies, and a lot of us hated Donald Trump. You could see that I had a very articulate message and logic and reasoning behind my hatred for the man. No, Trump. Trump bad. I encourage all of you to watch the pinned video on this account, Tim Pool's interview with Donald Trump, where he talks about how he wants to bring peace to the world. I know I want peace. I'm sure that you want peace. I know back then I wanted peace, but I was hoodwinked, tricked, lied to, and deceived by the media. Don't be afraid to let go of your ego and admit that you were wrong. Our country depends on it. Last night, we all saw a strong man stand up after being pew-pewed in the face. Don't be a coward. We cannot grow as a country if everyone is scared to say what they're thinking. And make sure you're actually thinking. Here, I was not thinking, I was believing. You cannot think and believe at the same time.
We're also learning that they can't get into. Official is telling Fox they believe the shooter acted alone. We're also learning that they can't get into his cell phone. They have it at Quantico, but haven't been able to get any data out of it. Backman now is official is telling Fox.
Shot, dog. They shot him. This nigga done been shot. Y'all seen the president, well, the nigga that's running, Trump. He got shot, dog. They shot him. This nigga done been shot, this nigga done went to jail, he done scammed people. And this nigga my uncle, who the fuck? Who the hell, he black, he's officially black now, bro, that's beautiful. They shot him, he was like, yeah, I'm having a fight. He was fine, he was doing like this and walked out with an American flag on him. Like this. He put one of these, like, I'm a real nigga, fuck, nigga, I'm out of here. That's hard, bro. I wasn't even finna vote. I'm voting now, dog, he got it. He won, I wasn't even finna vote. I had no skin in the game. I like, that nigga got shot, he won, fuck the bullshit. He had real ops, nigga, what the fuck? Joe Biden's biggest op is the stairs. That's it. He had real ops. Somebody really tried to listen. That's how you know he a real nigga, bro. Joe Biden has been trying to kill himself his whole presidency. So nobody had to kill this nigga. Nobody had to try to kill it. Trump been just ready to go his whole time. And like, we gotta fucking off his ass and missed. And just skit this ear in mid. That's crazy, bro. Hey, Mexican nigga, you fuck with Trump? Yeah? Hell yeah, that was good. Huh? You say amen? He not God, nigga, what the fuck? That was crazy.
Time for raising our shields, 'cause it's getting too real. Gotta march into the fight. It's a holy war on the battlefield. We gotta walk and thinking we never.
Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say,
this kind of violence. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. For any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many
because this man can't put two sentences. First of all, I'm the only one that is going to stop World War III, because this man can't put two sentences together. He doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know where he is. And amazingly, it seems like he's going to be running. You know, it's a lot of people say, do you think he'll make it to the starting gate? Well, we'll see what happens. But if you look at Viktor Orban, because we don't want to see wars. I don't want to see wars. I was in no wars other than we finished a war with ISIS, and we completed it, 100% complete. But I don't want to see wars. I think it's so horrible, so unnecessary, so costly in terms of lives and money in that order, and destroying these countries. You know, you're destroying culture. When you look at Ukraine, that would have never happened if I were president. You look at the October 7th attack on Israel, it would have never happened.
I look at your policies, I see secure the borders, bring jobs back. I look at the Democrats and many Republicans, and it's foreign war and foreign expansion.
That's right.
What is that?
I think it's just a failed mentality. It's crazy. You can solve problems over a telephone. Instead, they start dropping bombs. I see recently they're dropping bombs all over Yemen. You don't have to do that. You can talk in such a way where they respect you and they listen to you. Viktor Orban of Hungary, you know, the leader, they call him a strong man. Who cares if he's a strong man or not a strong man? He's a very powerful guy. He said the problem the world has is that Donald Trump is no longer president. When he was president, China didn't play around, Russia didn't play around, nobody played around, and we had no problems. Today, the whole world is on fire.
I heard that funny, there's a conversation from a phone call where you said that there was they maybe thought there was a 5% chance you'd nuke them.
That's right.
And so it kept them in line. It's kind of scary to think about, but you take a look at the weakness we have now with Ukraine and the money that we are wasting. You know, I'll bring it back to the economy. This young guy I was talking to about immigration. Actually, I'll put it this way. There's a viral video where a young man screaming that we're sending hundreds of billions to a country no one's ever heard of. Right. And young people are hurting in this country. Do you see any direct economic policy that is on your list for 2025?
Direct economic, but also direct in terms of warfare. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars all around the world. But when you look at Ukraine, we're giving all of this money. Europe, which is much more affected by that war than us, is spending just a tiny fraction of what we're spending. And you say, does anybody at least get involved in this? But more importantly, I will end that war. I'll get it ended. Putin respects me. Zelensky respects me. I know all the players. And I want to get that war ended. It's a horrible war. It's a terrible, there's no good war, but that's a horrible war. And to think it would have never started. It would have never started. If the election turned out like it should have turned out, that war would have never started. I mean, and, you know, the number of lives we're talking about is far greater than the numbers that you hear. When they blow up a town, or when they blow up these buildings, these massive buildings, surprisingly, I mean, these are big. That was my business. These are big, powerful buildings. And they come tumbling down to the ground and they say nobody was injured. A lot of people were killed. Yeah. And the numbers are a lot different than you think. When you will see that happening. When those numbers really get announced, you're going to see it's much worse than people think.
Here at the Libertarian Party National Convention, they had one of their, I believe one of their presidential nominees said he wants to see Fauci, the heads of Moderna, Pfizer, Biden, and you locked up for what happened during COVID. I don't agree with them, but there is a big sentiment. Elon Musk tweeted, prosecute Fauci. Fauci lied to Congress about the gain-of-function research that was going on, and now we have testimony.
Well, I'm the one that stopped the funding, and this was funding from before me. I'm the one that stopped the funding. Fauci wasn't a big player in my administration like he was after I left. I mean, Biden made him the king of everything, and if you take a look at that, Fauci was not the big player with me that he was. And in fact, I did things that he didn't want to do. He wanted to keep it open to China. I said, you got to close it to China because it was all coming out of China. It was coming out of Wuhan, which I said right at the beginning. But the other thing is, and what people don't realize, I believe in federalism. I gave the power to governors. Some governors did a great job. In all cases, they were Republicans. And some, like in South Carolina, Henry McMaster, kept everything open. Others didn't. The Democrats did a bad job, very bad job. But basically, I gave that power over the states. I gave it to the governor. I gave it back to the states. And I think it's something which, when people realize that, it's something that they respect.
Will there be accountability for the lying to Congress when you get to appoint your new AG Deputy AG.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at statute of limitations because, you know, the statute of limitations are quite long, and we're going to be looking at that very seriously, yeah.
I got one big question for you. So part of my family comes from Korea.
Good.
And you did what I think is one of the most tremendous things. You crossed the demilitarized zone into North Korea with no security as a sign of goodwill and peace with the hostile nation. And I've had people tell me it never happened, so I think people need to know about it. And I'm wondering if you can just tell me, how did that happen? How did it come to be?
And it hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
And when I met with, you know, with the handoff, you sort of meet with the previous president for a period of time. The meeting lasted for quite a while. With President Obama, you sit in the Oval Office and you talk, and the press is outside, and you talk for a little while. He said the single greatest threat we have is North Korea. And I said, have you called them? Have you tried to talk to them? You know, little things like that. And didn't matter what the answer was. He felt that was the single biggest threat in the world was North Korea. And as you know, there was certain hostility when I first started, and all of a sudden it boiled down to something that was very beautiful, the way it happened. And I got along with him very well. And I will say that if Hillary won that race, you would have had a nuclear war and millions of people would have been killed.
The truth. They can't take down the truth. President Trump won't give up. He'll keep rising and help us to rise with him. Much love to you. God bless.
Never been this concerned. And spiritually, I've never felt that people need to get their heads screwed on straight and understand that intellectually, I've never been this concerned. And spiritually, I've never felt this much danger because we are winning. And we're turning the tide of Satan with God's help. And their whole plan is falling, and they're cornered. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to false flag. And Trump is badass. He's amazing. So proud to support him. But he is going to march off to that inauguration or to that nomination, which leads to his inauguration. And I get it, because if he doesn't, it looks weak and they may still attack it. But the point is that it's fine to be there because they can scream people going in. But they've got to block the roads at least a half mile away. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think the New World Order is willing to start World War III with Russia, if you don't think they're not willing to set off a low-yield nuclear weapon to get rid of Trump in Milwaukee, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying that's a card in the deep state's hand, and all the missing nukes from Minot, the Cheney stole. And if you don't think these scumbags won't do it, you're crazy. And that's why you've got to think like the enemy. You've got to admit the full horror. You've got to get your head in the game. You've got to understand what's going on, and you've got to get this information out.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, InfoWars tells you the truth about what's happening next.
It is July July 14th, 2024 on this live Sunday transmission. I am Alex Jones, coming to you live from outside Bohemian Grove. We got contacted, and I was already planning to come here this year. I meant to go last year and the year before. We got so busy we couldn't go because of court hearings and attacks and everything else. I wanted to re-infiltrate like I did 24 years ago in July of 2000. Well, my wife, my family said, please don't infiltrate. They know what you look like. I was going to sneak in, climb over the mountain during the night, wait in the dark, and then come out and get the ritual on tape. Then right in our lap, we get contacted by young journalists who organized 20 people getting jobs there and infiltrating. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm like a pygmy trying to eat an elephant right now. We have seen the most incredible HD footage of the satanic, occultic, druidic ritual going on, and then also the incredible behind-the-scenes behavior, where we literally have the Republican establishment talking about how much they hate Trump, and then responding to him being shot yesterday and upset that he didn't die. We have major Republican kingpins that come to this criminal meeting and make all these insider deals, but that's a whole separate subject. That was my secret mission coming to Northern California. I got off the airplane, or as we're landing, Rob Dew goes, Trump has been shot. And I got off the airplane and learned all this information. And I'm getting a beep and a ping. InfoWars Studio, let me know we're live. Are we good? All good, okay. So, I then instantly go look at the footage. I instantly discover that there was no Secret Service on the rooftops, which is a default unprecedented criminal activity. This was not failed security. This was a stand down. But I want to be 1,000,000,000% clear with everyone. And when I say this, you heard me with Laura Logan 5 weeks ago, when she was in the studio saying they tried to have a Justice Department appointed official outside of a court order us closed and shut down. People didn't believe it. The next week in court, they admitted it. They were doing that because I believe they were getting ready to assassinate Trump. I said it with Laura Logan at least 7 times. The video has been posted at Infowars.com. And I said it again over and over and over and over again just last week. So when I get up here and I lay this information out, you understand, I'm not just pulling this out of the ether. This is the next globalist move. Trump has defeated all the lawfare, all the criminal charges, all the fraud. It's blown up their face. Biden's completely collapsed. And they tried to kill Trump yesterday. And Forbes and AP and others said, oh, it was an incident. And even late last night, they're like, well, it was gunshots. No, Trump was shot in the ear, went right through his ear, made a perfect hole. These idiot leftists are going, well, we'll blow his head off if this big bullet hitting. And they show the whole cartridge and the round. No, that doesn't fire the whole thing. Like when the left's been caught framing people, they'll throw out whole unspent cartridges and act like that was shot through a gun. The left's been caught before sticking whole bullets and cartridges in holes in walls and saying, look, this bullet fired into here, and it's the whole cartridge. That's how dumb they are. So they literally tried to kill Trump. It's just like they did with RFK Jr. giving no Secret Service when his dad and uncle were murdered by the deep state. He has less than 20 Secret Service agents, but whoever the advance team was, let's get this on record. This is not up for debate. Everybody's just debating this. It's a closed case. 450 feet away are 4 buildings. And you would have, even if there's not a Secret Service, they would put police on top of those buildings. You do not. That's where shooters come from. That's the #1 threat. In basic Secret Service training, it's on record. So they were ordered by the advance team to not be on the roofs. This person has MK Ultra written all over him. They start clearing people out minutes before behind Trump. They know a shooter's on top of the roof. They admit that happened. Witnesses, dozens of them on TV, saw the guy with the gun, said, hey, there's a guy with a gun, This went on for minutes. And the police, the locals, have got their guns on him, trying to get the green light to shoot him, and they were told, stand down. Only after the shooting failed, the assassination failed to do this. So they're trying to get us to only talk about ballistics and the shooter and the Secret Service and investigation and Congress. That is a total and complete diversion from the real issue. I told you the deep state's only move is to kill Trump. Kennedy in '63 ordered 100,000 of the U.S. troops, the 500,000 back. They were on ships and planes back to the U.S. There was another 400,000 he's going to bring back. Within 1 month of him giving that order, he was shot in the head in Dallas, Texas. And I said, when Trump said 2 weeks ago, I want the dying to stop, I'll end the war again. I said, they're going to try to kill Trump. That's the trajectory. Fake impeachments, Russiagate, all the lawfare, all the civil suits, all the criminal rig courts, building up to that. On their trajectory, next is assassination. So now, on the trajectory, we've now reached attempted assassination. This follows the threat escalation ladder. It's been well studied for hundreds of years, scientifically thousands of years known in history. What is the next thing when you fail a coup attempt and you're in a live attempted coup against the people? You double down and try to kill Trump. And he's going to Milwaukee. They're going to try to truck bomb him. And when I was at the RNC in 2016, we had Secret Service, highest level contacts and others. They had stolen dump trucks they believe were loaded with explosives. I broke this before it was in the news. That's why they shut down all the roads for a half mile out. They've got to shut down the roads because they're going to try to truck bomb Trump. And they're going to try to assassinate him. And they've also got operatives inside Mar-a-Lago. They've also got operatives inside his operation. You better bet your bottom dollar. They're going to try to poison Trump. That's their best move. So Trump's in the greatest danger of poisoning. They claim he dies of a heart attack or stroke. Next is a truck bomb, or they'll shoot him if they can. This is not speculation. They train everyone to be journalists and to never know anything, just argue little minutiae. The deep state said they'd kill Trump. The deep state said this was their operation. The deep state said they were going to remove him. They have nothing else to do. They just shot the Slovakian president a month and a half ago 5 times. He lived. They're going to try to kill Viktor Orban. That is a no-brainer. And if somebody shoots Orban or kills Orban or Orban's plane blows up, it's the deep state, ladies and gentlemen. My God, I mean, it's a 99% chance. And by admitting they're the ones behind it, by admitting they have the motive, by admitting this is going on, is the only way to stop them by acting like adults and saying, we're done debating. Remember all the decades of articles, New York Times, Jones claims there's a new world order. Jones claims there's a world government. And now they admit the world government's out in the open. They would debate us about whether the world government existed or not, while world leaders were announcing their world government. So they keep you in this limbo, like they're the officials, like they're the authority, like they're the boss. And you have this discussion with them about whether the whole homosexual movement is about depopulation. They admit it is. Or whether drag queen story time is about normalizing pedophilia, destroy families. We know their agenda. Stop debating them. Stop arguing them. I used to hear this from Ted Nugent. I've known him 20-something years. Great guy, good friend. He's like, Alex, you don't worry about a rabid dog while it's trying to bite your kid. You don't sit there and have debates about why it's rabbit or what possum bit it or what raccoon. You kill it. I'm not saying physically kill it. I'm saying once you know it, you don't need to be a doctor or a veterinarian or a biologist or a virologist. When you open your back door and there is a raccoon foaming at the mouth trying to attack your Labrador Retriever, you know it's got rabies and you call animal control or you shoot it. So that's an analogy of what we're doing. We have a foaming at the mouth Cujo deep state that is completely psychotic and out of control, and you know the next thing was assassination. And then I told you years ago, lawfare, criminal indictments, fake convictions, impeachments, and then assassination. And then I harped on it, and I harped on it, and I harped on it, and I harped on it. And I said, if they fail the assassination, they're going to try it again. But if they were able to kill him yesterday, they would have planned the Russians launched a cyber attack. they would have cut off most of the internet. And then suddenly you hear Tucker Carlson died in his hotel room. Okay, you would have heard, oh my God, did you hear? This person got killed. Oh, Alex Jones got killed by a carjacker. They don't care about plausibility. They don't care about deniability. They don't care about that now. They're cornered. They're going for broke. This is where we are. This is why they wanted us off the air 5 weeks ago, when they tried 4 times in federal court to shut us down, because this is it. This is the big one. How many times? I know the archivist did a great job. He went back, 8 years ago. He said, assassinate Trump. Get the Laura Logan interview. Get the ones from last week. This isn't me 6 years ago saying this, 8 years ago. This is me specifically saying the only move they have left is the assassination of President Trump. And then out of that, they would then truck bomb black colleges. They would then truck bomb black schools. They would then truck bomb to say Trump supporters strike back and blow up black college. It has no bearing on reality. It doesn't make sense, but that will change the story. A bunch of dead black kids. So I'm telling you right now, they're going to hit a black college. They're going to hit a black grocery store. Remember 2 years ago when they shot up that black grocery store in Buffalo? People got blown away that I said it a month before. They're going to shoot up a black grocery store. Because it's all in the FBI training manuals. The National Directive of Obama, June 2021, says white supremacy is the #1 crime in America, when it doesn't even basically exist. And when it comes to violence, it sure exists on the internet. There's people that believe that stuff, but the point is they're not out there doing stuff. And I said they would do that, and it happened. So I'm telling you, they're going to truck bomb Mar-a-Lago. They're going to try to truck bomb Milwaukee. They're going to truck bomb a black college or black megachurch. And I'm telling you, that's their next move. And if Trump gets elected in 113 days, that's 79 days between him being elected and him being the candidate, and that information going down, that is the real time they're going to launch a race war in America that is not real. So when a black guy goes in some Alabama white church and kills 50 people, folks, that's staged. When some lunatic white guy goes and supposedly blows up or firebombs or shoots up a bunch of black people, come on, folks, you're smarter than that. We can get ahead of this right now, but you've got to listen to me. You've got to understand what I'm saying. You've got to take it in and know this is what I do for 30 years. This is all I do, 24/7, inside of this, attacked by the enemy. And I knew when they tried to shut me down outside of court order, completely criminal, that they've been greenlit by intelligence agencies to do that, and it came out later in court. They were ordered, quote, by the Sandy Hook families that are really controlling the FBI. That came out in court. So the FBI ordered through the Justice Department, the federally appointed official, in a high-profile bankruptcy, to shut us down 5 weeks ago. And they failed because the judge was appointed by Trump and fired them. Do you understand that? Do you understand this wasn't about me? Do you understand me? I need you to listen to me. I need you to understand. Everybody's like, oh, Trump's going to win now. Oh, the deep state's screwed. Oh, the New World Order's in a lot of trouble. They don't know what to do. No. Just like the wolf says in Pulp Fiction. We don't need to start sucking each other's dicks yet. Because, I'm sorry to use that French, but it's true. People need to get their heads screwed on straight and understand that intellectually I've never been this concerned. And spiritually, I've never felt this much danger, because we are winning. And we're turning the tide of Satan with God's help. And their whole plan is falling, and they're cornered. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to false flag. And Trump is badass. He's amazing. So proud to support him. But he is going to march off to that inauguration, or to that nomination, which leads to his inauguration. And I get it, because if he doesn't, it looks weak, and they may still attack it. But the point is that it's fine to be there if there's people going in. But they've got to block the roads at least a half mile away. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think the New World Order is willing to start World War III with Russia, if you don't think they're not willing to set off a low-yield nuclear weapon to get rid of Trump in Milwaukee, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying that's a card in the deep state's hand, and all the missing nukes from Minot that Cheney stole. And if you don't think these scumbags won't do it, you're crazy. And that's why you've got to think like the enemy. You've got to admit the full horror. You've got to get your head in the game. You've got to understand what's going on. And you've got to get this information out. Because I've been on 10 shows last 18 hours or so. I got off here for 20 hours, whatever it was. And I love them to death. But it's all about the shooter and the FBI and the Secret Service and the how bullet trajectories and blah, blah. It's done. They ordered a stand down. It's default to be on the roof, half mile out at water towers. When the president or the top candidate speaks, they go people on the water tower. Because most shooters don't show up and get through the metal detectors and shoot a president up front. They don't do it 20 feet away. They do it at 500 yards away. This guy wasn't 500 yards. This guy was 150 yards. He was 450 feet. And he did this. And then once he did his shots and he failed, then the patsy was taken out. All of it was pre-prepared. The average Secret Service police around were told, don't shoot. You see him. We got him. We got him. No. I was like, shooter, guy with a gun. He's up there. You saw them do this. You saw them. So we already know that. There's a computer attack. I'm not really a computer person. We've been under attacks many times. So my computer guy's telling me it's called a slow Loris attack. We go on 30 years. And they got newer modern versions of it. But it's where a computer doesn't try to break into your computer. It puts its hand out for you to shake its hand. And your computer's designed to take information. So your computer has software that blocks hacking. It still puts a hand out. So when it puts its hand out, it's that thing where you put your hand, oh, not going to shake your hand. And it just keeps, sorry. And that's what they're doing when they get us into a debate about what will happen to the Secret Service. Will there be a congressional investigation? Or will there be drones to protect you next time? You put police and security forces on the goddamn rooftops. That's what you do. It'd be like, I use the gross analogy, which I would never do, but let's just say a father has a newborn baby, and you live on the edge of a cliff. And you walk out and you throw the baby off the cliff. You never see you do it. You didn't accidentally throw it off the cliff. You didn't have a lapse in parenthood. You weren't forgetful. You threw the baby off the cliff. Or it's like take a newborn baby and drop it in your swimming pool. You didn't accidentally. It's not manslaughter. It's murder one. You murdered it. And you know this is coming out. This security's been completely off. It's the advanced team sent by Obama that says, yeah, we're not putting anybody on these roofs. We're not putting anybody on these roofs at 450 feet away. And I saw the apologists all over the shows I was on, and all over the programs I was on X. And you name it. Oh, there'll be an investigation. No, this is quite normal. No big deal. No, it's not. The fact that they had their people so ready, and the fact that they said that Trump, remember? Oh, it was just an incident, Forbes and AP. Oh, there might have been, maybe a backfire happened. As of 8 o'clock last night, Pacific, 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, they were still calling it an incident because they failed to kill him. They're coming for you. This is it. The CIA runs coups all over the world. Look at what they're going to do. What do you think they're going to do here? Now, we're going to go to break here in a few minutes. I meant to tell the crew this. So they'll go to InfoWarsStore.com. It's being printed right now in Texas. We have the Trump bulletproof shirt. That is an image posterized of Trump with the American flag behind him saying bulletproof, Infowars.com. We need funds. We're going to stay on air. We could have been shut down the last month, but we have a path forward, but we've got to be profitable. And the judge blocked them, shutting us down. And then the whole liquidation process leads to a sale and a reorganization. So I need you to go to InfoWarsStore.com and get the Trump Bulletproof shirt. It is so powerful, and it is a fundraiser shirt. It's made of high-quality fabric. The shirt costs like $10 a shirt, $3 to print it. We're making like, $12 or something. We need the funds. I need you in this fight to give donations to Trump. He's going to win now. Just keep him alive. That's the key thing. But to go to InfoWarsStore.com and support the people that support President Trump. And a big sale's going on the site right now. InfoWarsStore.com and get the Trump Bulletproof shirt now. And then our sponsor, that is Free Speech Systems. Even though they shut down Free Speech Systems, even though they shut down InfoWars. I got a bunch of places want to hire me, but I have not gone even. I'm staying with the ship till it goes down. But my dad is a great sponsor. Will be critical to us continuing on. He's got his great company, all the Nano Silver products, the Immune Gargle, the Nano Silver toothpaste, all the great products, the topical wound gels, patented, it's incredible. The Nano Silver products, big discount on 30 parts per million, colloidal silver, all at drjonesnaturals.com. And we're selling out of the Next Level Facial Energy, but as we're ordering it, it's not a stimulant, it has a bigger effect than that. It's incredible. Next Level Facial Energy, there's the Kaba Chill, there's the Top Brain, Incredible Nootropic, there's the Great Sleep Aid, Rocket Rest. It's all there. Decide to fight with us. Go to drjonesnaturals.com if you want to continue us in this fight to be out here on the ground, taking on the New World Order. drjonesnaturals.com. Again, I came out here in Northern California because I was already going to cover this. My wife's got friends here. She came with me with my youngest daughter. And, 2 years in a row, I canceled coming out here. And she said, I really want to go see my friend Jordana. And I said, sweetheart, I'm going to go to Bohemian Grove this year. We'll go in July. She didn't want me to sneak in. I was going to do it. Then we get contacted by a group of 20 young journalists, young people from around the country that had gotten jobs with Bohemian Grove and decided to expose it. And I met with them this morning and saw the incredible footage of the occult rituals and bizarre behavior going on and the Republicans attacking Trump and hating him. And they're going to be on with us in the next hour. So this is huge. You're going to see exclusive HD footage that is incredible. They shot on their phones and more. We talked to people that got arrested. They confiscated their footage. That's the jokes on the World Order because 18 of them got the footage out. 18 of them, like 9 of them this morning. So their intimidation isn't working. It's all coming out. Massive Bohemian Grove footage will be uploaded in the next hour. We'll have it here for you by Sunday Night Live tonight with Chase Kaiser, Harrison Smith, Owen Schroyer, and more. I'm Alex Jones. Go to drjonesnaturals.com and back to Second American Revolution worldwide. We are proving ourselves. Are you not empowered? Are you not enthused? Are you not entertained? Like he says in Gladiator. We'll be right back. drjonesnaturals.com. This is a make it or break it moment, so I need people to connect those synapses in the brain for you to make a decision. If you don't support InfoWars, we will be shut down. People say, well, they're constantly trying to shut you down. How are you still in here? God. But God works through people. So we're in a paradox here where the judge says we're open for 3 more months. If we're able to get a buyer out of the law, they won't be able to shut us down. I'll just work for somebody else. And that's coming, that's got to be set up. But in the meantime, if people believe the news that we're being shut down everywhere, which they tried to do and failed, by that foregone conclusion, we're shut down. And under the last federal bankruptcy manager who would not reorder product and killed all, deliver you quickly and enjoy them and have them empower you and InfoWars MD. We've got ashwagandha gummy. Relaxes you, makes you feel really relaxed with no downer feeling. Amazing. Incredible product. Good night's sleep. We have a lot of great sleep aids. State support. Already mentioned that. This is just a top formula, super high quality, organic, nerve renew. Amazing. To get your nerves not
done. The Supreme Court pissed me off so much right now. Seriously done. No, you're a reasonable man. You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. Tolls are going to take it away. You now have the right to take that bitch Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler, and this is 1940. Take him the fuck out.
Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican! Suck my fucking balls! Say that one more time. Slash Republican throats! Slash fascist throat! Death to fashion! Have a good one. Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican!
That shit was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. I lived in Harlem long enough to know that gunshots do not sound like making popcorn on the stove. Where'd the blood come from?
This is what I be talking about right here. This is when I be saying I'm praying for a Thanos moment, for this nigga Thanos to come out of the Marvel Universe and somehow snap these stupid niggas away. Bro, how can they sit here and say Alex Jones shooting, you know, the Alex Jones shooting was justified? That this man deserved to have gotten sued for $1 billion, right? But people can question an assassination attempt on President Trump. The families of Sandy Hook can say that they've been done wrong, and they can say that Alex Jones slandered their entire family by claiming that it was a stage. Why can't the same be said for the MAGA family? There were people critically injured, and we had someone that lost a life. So this is what we're going to do. I'm starting a class action lawsuit to represent those families and everyone that went through that trauma, and we're going to be suing everyone together that's calling this a hoax and a fake and a stage for $1 billion. Now, nobody is above the law. I know the amount sounds high, but I'm very serious. It needs to be done. It has to be done. It has to be done because the precedence has been set. The hypocrisy has to stop, and it's not going to stop off the goodwill of people. It's going to stop when you force it to stop. These people have no limits. We have to give them limits. We have to strike back, and we're going to strike back. We start a class action lawsuit for no less than $1 billion. For all of these people, I'll call them the Snapples, the people that the niggas that Thanos need to find a way to get to. Because the world will be better without them. They're lost. Our people are lost. You got black people on Twitter talking about, man, we got black Twitter going viral because we've been from the hood. We all know what gunshots sound like. Yeah, but as soon as we have another race claim that that's all we know in our culture, we have us niggas ready to march and shit, talking about how this ain't us. But yet, when Trump gets shot, we claim now we all know what gunshots sound like. Now we all know what the hood is like. Nigga, are we hood or not? What are we? We be confused as hell. This man just got shot in the ear, and people talk about it's a stage, bro. It's a stage. Black people, liberals, they're all becoming conspiracy theorists. Every last one of them are becoming everything they claim. That's what I'm talking about. Niggas like this. It's at the point now, bro. We gotta do something. Like I said, we don't live in reality where Thanos is real. We don't live in a reality where these people are going to have accountability. These people called and cried for Alex Jones to get banned. These people called and cried for Alex Jones to get sued. And that wasn't enough. They want the man's studio. They want the man's cars. They want the man's house. What happened at Sandy Hook was absolute tragedy. What happened to Donald Trump was an absolute tragedy. So it's nobody is above the law. They need to pay just as Alex did. We need to make that happen. So if anyone wants to join the civil lawsuit, let me know. Send me DM on X, shoot your comments below. We're going to make this happen. We're going to make a change.
it out there.
With falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this, so they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic, and it's self-evident. But I think I'm worth the trouble, quite frankly. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this, so they have that validation that the
So we're getting moved to. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. I got you. Let me get my shoes. Hold on, your guys' blood. So we're getting moved to the Watch out.
Guy, fuck Trump, fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay, just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, you don't, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, you know, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am. 100.
Why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be. I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
That's it right there. Pull it up.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
sometimes it can become a little bit on the difficult side. I do see that a lot of people are
outside of that zone to my information related to the event. So we're confident in the plans that we have, and we're moving forward with those plans.
And why are you not concerned that people can carry firearms within that soft perimeter?
So again, the Secret Service inner perimeter is our primary jurisdiction. So I would defer any questions.
Woman Shut up, silly woman.
About the motive of the shooter. We know who he is. I urge everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations. Let the FBI do their job and their partner agencies do their job. We don't yet have any information. Think about it. What's made? So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit to make America. Think about it. What's made? So tonight, I'm asking.
Known high priority shows that the roof where the shooter was located was a well-known high priority vulnerability. It was identified just the day before during a security walkthrough. We've also just learned that there were 2 counter-sniper teams on site and that the counter-sniper did not need approval to shoot. One source telling NBC News that prior protocols were not followed. That the roof where the shooter was located was a well-known high priority vulnerability.
The news, first of all. What did you think when you heard the news, first of all?
I was very upset.
News, first of all.
I was very upset, and I'm still upset. I'm obviously pleased that my friend Donald's got away with it. Only just, but he's got away with it. But 1 person is dead, 2 more are fighting for their lives in hospital. So it's an absolutely horrendous incident. And yet, somehow, I'm not shocked by it. The narrative that is put out there about Trump by these liberals that oppose him is so nasty, is so unpleasant, that I think it almost encourages this type of behavior.
Are you suggesting that the political environment is to blame for this?
Well, you can always pick out quotes. I mean, it was just a few weeks ago that Joe Biden said Trump must be put in the bullseye. And And, you know, we talked earlier on this program about social media, and that's quite right. There are some things that are said on social media that aren't acceptable. But there is also a mainstream media narrative. And I'm afraid it's very, very one-sided. The BBC is a part of this. It's happening in this country. I mean, I've faced continual attacks for over a decade now. Because it's me, no one cares. In fact, it's even funny, you know. I mean, one of the many times that I had a drink thrown at me, you know, a comedian, so-called comedian on a BBC show says, well, why not battery acid? I mean, I just find the fact that that individual, Joe Brand, is still on BBC programmes, I find that really pretty appalling. We've got Mr. Aronovich, who does programmes on Radio 4, who recently said that the best way for the Democrats to deal with Trump is to have him shot. And he said, now that was a joke. But so I do think mainstream media, I do think liberal intolerance is increasingly a part of this problem.
And yet, Mr. Farage, you're not suggesting surely that this is coming only from one side. If we concentrate on what's happened in America, do the Republicans also not have a responsibility in terms of creating a political environment? Many of Donald Trump's supporters have on many occasions used incredibly direct language here.
Oh, that's right. And look, there are extremists on both sides of the political divide.
Donald Trump. Like all Israelis, my wife Sarah and I were shocked by the horrific assassination attempt on the life of President Donald Trump. This wasn't just an attack on Donald Trump. This was an attack on a candidate for the presidency of the United States. This was an attack on America. It was an attack on democracy. It was an attack on all the democracies. On behalf of myself, my family, the government and people of Israel, we wish President Trump a speedy recovery, continued good health, and continued strength. Like all Israelis, my wife Sarah
Wilkes Booth, if you're listening, please.
Let me get this straight, dumbass! You have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use a one bullet.
We're not even sending our best to fucking assassinate. Cause what the hell was that? Lee Harvey Oswald would never, bitch. John Wilkes Booth would never.
Today was like this close to being the best day ever.
Also, the person that at Trump at his rally was exercising that right that all those Republicans were fighting for. So, can you really blame him?
John Wilkes Booth, if you can
next to Trump, and they're looking direct here. These guys are on the roof next to Trump, and they're looking directly at where that building is, and they missed it. Even though there's people screaming and yelling, and they don't go code red, get the president down.
Right.
And
that's their whole training. Their whole training is to be scanning for any danger. And the people on the ground saw it, and you didn't. Yeah, no,
And
that's
so
very.
Here's what
fishy.
Thomas Massey said. He said the same bureau that investigated the Las Vegas shooting and the January 6 pipe bombs is now investigating the attempted assassination of Trump. This is also the same bureau that raided Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of this soon. And so here, I'll show a little bit more. New video shows the moments before shots were fired, with witnesses screaming that a man has a gun, followed by rapid gunfire, breaking out with Donald Trump speaking during the rally. So, so there's people, regular people spot this guy.
Yep.
You're telling me the Secret Service sharpshooters didn't spot this guy? They have binoculars, they have drone coverage. They are trained to do this. This is all they're doing. These people aren't looking out for a sharpshooter. They're looking at the president, and they see it, and they're screaming, and nothing happens. Wow, so here it is. This is 7 minutes and 21 seconds before the shot. So they're looking right at where that guy is. Or where that guy is going to appear. They got binoculars. They're aimed towards that guy. There's not one guy looking that way and one guy looking the other way. They're both looking right at where that guy is. Okay.
That's when I left office. That was the lowest.
And this is 42 seconds before. They're down. They're already looking through their scopes. Now
They see him.
So it seems like they must see him.
They got to see him. Yeah, there's no question.
And so, at least 42 seconds before, they're looking through their scopes. It appears to everybody that they already see this guy. Now, I don't know what the protocol is, but you would think the protocol is code red, get the president off the stage. Here's what Candace Owen has to say about it.
Have got to be kidding me. Let me say something right now. Take this to the bank, okay? That person was allowed to scale that roof, okay? I am not some individual who's trying to assess situation and have never been around the president of the United States. While Trump was in office, okay, was around him a lot. And let me tell you something. The Secret Service, there is no person that can get around the perimeter of the Secret Service where Donald Trump is without them being aware of it. I am not kidding when I say that my husband once almost got shot by the Secret Service because he came down a staircase. I was speaking at the NRA, and he snaked in and came down. And they didn't know who he was. And they were like, freeze. Like, we will shoot you right now. So you're telling me that guy walked up and was trying to get the attention. The Secret Service saw him, and he's pointing and he's saying, this guy's got a gun. This guy's got a gun. And they're pretending they don't know what's going on. I mean, am I crazy? Do you guys actually believe this was a failure in intelligence? All of these Secret Service agents crawling around, and you don't think just what that guy said, that is common sense, okay? They're trying to now tell us that common sense is a conspiracy. That is the new thing that they're trying to tell the public. Common sense is a conspiracy. You're telling me this guy was able to walk up with a rifle in his hand and scale a roof, and you don't think the Secret Service, and let me tell you, they get there days before. Let me tell you how a security apparatus is supposed to run. Days before, they get in and they look at every possible angle in which somebody could hurt the president. Okay? And I'm not even talking about once you get to the Secret Service. I'm talking about if you just have security in general. Before you speak, they will go, hey, this is the stage? Okay, let me tell you. That right there is a problem. They'll mark that as a spot. That right there is a problem. We need to know who this person is. They'll knock on doors. Okay. They got to figure out every possible angle that any individual could potentially get on a roof, because you know what? This has happened in the past. People have been shot from roofs. People have been shot from windows. There is a 0% chance that some random person with a rifle was able to scale a roof, unless there was just an unbelievable failure in intelligence. And you want to know why it's unbelievable? Because I don't effing believe it. I don't believe it. I want the names of the Secret Service agents that allowed this remarkable security failure to go down. Because I don't believe this. I'm done with this. I don't believe this, not for 1 second. Having been around the president, having literally almost watched my husband get shot because he came down the wrong set of stairs at the NRA, screaming at him. And I jump in front of someone like, don't shoot him. That's my husband. And you're telling me they knew he was going to speak and they weren't worried about the roofs? A roof with an angle to shoot the president. This guy says 50 yards away. He watched this. You have got.
So that's Candace Owens' take. That seems like that's my take.
Yep.
And I think it seems like that's close to what you guys are saying.
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
We fell in love as the leaves turn brown, and we could be together, babe, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you when I met you in the summer.
Sweet, pretty losers, every one of them. Remember we talked about Crocus, right? Make Daddy love you. And Sexy Baby? Sexy Baby. All right, get up. Earn it.
Sexy baby! Sexy baby! You were such a sexy baby! I'm proud of you, Yeah.
Okay, this is getting a little crazy. If you're still with us, great job. You're about to see it make a lot more sense, but again, more questions are going to pop up.
About being seen as the nicest guy in Hollywood is that no one searches my backyard for bodies.
Bullied almost every day.
Battery? Pretty cool. In the middle of nowhere. Let's see what kind of speeds we get. Starlink Mini.
Is incredibly long and difficult to read op-ed, along with things that Liz Cheney are saying. They're warning us of Trump's reelection being a dictatorship, and where he will do all of these things like turn the Department of Justice against political opponents, use the IRS to go after those who oppose his agenda. The list goes on. The thing is, that's exactly what the Biden-Harris administration is doing against President Donald Trump and against those they view as their political opponents. But the thing that really bothered me the most about Kagan's op-ed and many others who continue to warn the country that Donald Trump is going to be like a modern-day Hitler is that they are also the kinds of people who, and we hear this all the time, people say, gosh, if back in the day, if only one person had the courage to stop Hitler, to take him out before he rose to power, then we would have saved millions of lives. Well, this is what they're essentially, this is a message
they're inviting
sending,
violence. Tulsi,
right,
you're saying they're inviting someone to take a shot at Trump.
This is what is so dangerous, is they're sending a message to a rogue actor, a lone wolf, saying, hey, we need someone to save our country from this modern-day Hitler-like person. And that is what should alarm every single American. This is not how the United States of America is. This is not who we are, and yet this is what these people in positions of power are doing in abusing their power and undermining our democracy, because in their minds, the end justifies the means.
Point that man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated. Just unquestionable at this point that man cannot see public.
Everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his.
For political violence like this in America to happen, not true. I mean, it's got a long pedigree. When Joe Biden said in that clip, it's unheard of for political violence like this in America to happen, not true. I mean, it's got a long pedigree. 4 presidents have been assassinated. There have been attempted assassination attempts. Their political violence is laced through the American story. And this is another episode. And I thought maybe Donald Trump was in shock when he was picked up when he's surrounded by those Secret Service agents. But seeing him mouth the words, fight, fight, fight to his supporters. Now, of course, fight is a metaphor. I'm sure Gareth Southgate will be telling the boys they've got to fight tonight when they go on the pitch against Spain. But for others, it's an invitation. And we saw that on January the 6th. If you tell people to fight in America, there is a fair chance that some of them will. And what you don't want to see is political violence begetting more political violence. And that is the dangerous tinderbox moment that I think we're probably now in America.
Contributed to this violent rhetoric as well. President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well.
Well, absolutely, George. We were just looking back this morning at some of the things that former President Trump has said. He warned last March of potential death and destruction if he were charged by the Manhattan District Attorney. Our country is being destroyed as they tell us to be peaceful. Trump in January warned of bedlam in the country if the criminal charges against him succeeded. And of course, in March, He said, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That will be the least of it. He said he was partly joking and that was taken out of context. But those are indeed his words. And you have heard it from supporters as well. And supporters are certainly in some parts angry. And let's remember January 6th. In so many ways for the campaign, January 6th will probably be in the background after yesterday's event. This is a very difficult time for this campaign. I'm sure this week in Milwaukee that President Trump will highlight
Mr. President! Mr. President!
This is due to I blame them. Politics have become so incredibly extreme. And this is due to I blame the media. I will go straight to the media and put my finger in their face and say, this is your fault. And because they have demonized us. They have called us Nazis. They have called President Trump Hitler. They called us, Hillary Clinton declared all of us deplorables, literally as if we are like nothing compared to them. The White House said that we should die if we don't take the COVID vaccine and wear a mask. I mean, it is outrageous what the media has said and what the Democrats have said about us, and they do it every single day. They do it every single day from their powerful platforms. They do it every single day from their massive media organizations. Politics have become so incredible.